Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. You guys seen that movie? Before we do this home gym, not that movie, the interview with Ronnie Coleman. I said, Ronnie, how did you win 8 Mr. Olympia titles? And Ronnie's eating his grits. He goes, well, I'll tell you what I did. I took the protein. He takes his fork, sticks it in the steak. He lifts the steak up. I take the protein. I put the protein here right in the muscle. That's how I won 8 Mr. Olympias. I don't know if that was a good impersonation, but anyways, you guys don't want Ronnie Coleman impersonations. You guys want to see the home gym, right? We're in the new home, and we're going to head downstairs. Came downstairs. This is our main floor, going into the basement. Pretty much spent the bulk of my time here in this house. As a fitness entrepreneur, as an online trainer, somebody who works from home, has a full-time online fitness business, I don't get out much. So I've got to entertain myself with, doing impersonations and stuff. But anyways, I am going to actually break down the price of this gym for the sole reason that you guys have asked. The gym downstairs that you're about to see is the same gym that was taken from my old home and just reset up here, all right? Fortunately, the layout has worked out awesome. It looks really amazing, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. I'm going to kind of go through the gym from an educational standpoint. I'm going to tell you the pieces that I would recommend you invest in if you want to build your own home gym. I'm going to talk about the pieces that you don't need. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to save money. I'm going to give you guys a lot of practical tips because I've had a home gym now for I think 4 or 5 years. So I've learned a few things along the way. So with that said, are you ready? Are you ready for the unveiling? The unveiling. Unveiling or unveiling? I didn't do well in English, guys. All right. Anyways, have a look. So we're downstairs here. This is the brand new Gym Del Monte. As you can see, all the equipment here is the same as what it was in Ancaster, my old home. And this home was torn down and rebuilt. So we bought it as is. So I couldn't tell the builder I want 9-foot ceilings. So that's your first thing. You need 9-foot ceilings to get a lot of the optimal pieces into a gym and to be able to do a lot of movements properly, like overhead military presses. Now, fortunately, this layout has worked out, but if you're going to equip your own home gym, 9-foot ceilings would be like the dream gym, okay? So these are 9-foot ceilings. So you can see the difference. This is the first thing I want you guys to notice. So this is a 9-foot ceiling. This is 7'4", all right? So this is not tall, so I can't do a lot. My goal, my vision, if you just take a step back, was to enclose all of this in here. I was hoping to get everything in here, and I wanted to put a glass door right across here. But as you can see, we have too much equipment, so I wasn't able to do that, which is fine, all right? I would have also laid this out a little differently, knowing that the gym was going to go all the way back here. As you can see, we've got a bar. All right, this bar isn't fully stocked, but you probably haven't seen a home gym that sits right beside a bar. So maybe one day we'll shoot a video called Drunken Deadlifts. We'll do a shot of Sambuca, and then we'll do a set of 10. We'll shoot a shot of Sambuca, then another set of 10. That would be a cool YouTube video, eh? You guys have probably seen those beer miles with like world-class runners, and they drink a beer, then they run a lap, and they do that for a mile, and there's guys who can do it really fast. Anyways, so the first piece here that I would invest in is a power rack. This is called the Poliquin rack. The Poliquin rack has a lot of tools all in one spot here. So this is where you can, what am I doing with my shake? Let's put that down. So here's where you can shoulder press, all right? Here's where you can deadlift. So this is where I'm gonna be deadlifting right here, all right? Here's where I'm gonna be able to squat inside. I can also set up a different incline bench, incline, decline, flat bench in here to bench press. So I can achieve a lot of stuff in here. I can also do all my pull-up variations. So I can do all my wide grips, my close grips. I even have fat bars over here so that I can challenge the lats in a different way. So I've got these grips here. One thing that has occurred with this new layout, because the ceilings are too low and this is the only place to fit this, is that I can no longer use the Fit Grip Lat Pulldown machine here. All right. Which is actually probably, okay, maybe I can. I just can't shorten my lats as much, but I could do isometrics in that mid-range there. So there you go, problem solved. So we've got that here. One of the big things I'm huge on is working with chains. I like to rotate chains in and out of my workouts to keep things fresh, to prevent plateaus, to change the resistance profile. So I like to, on a 4-week program, maybe 1 week with chains, 1 week without chains on, movements like squats and benching and stuff like that. I'm also a huge fan of Glute-Ham Raises. So, these are set up here so we can train our abdominals. We also have this piece down here that attaches onto this, which is called the Landmine. All right, so we could add a bar here, and we could do quite a few different things down here. All right, whether it's a lot of unilateral stuff, whether it's stuff to get some big rear delts. All right, so there's a lot of cool things we can do with this piece right here. I'm not too big on this all rotational stuff here. I find that most people end up doing more harm than good with that stuff. But anyways, that's a side note. Over here, we've got all of our barbells. All right, I like the Z bars. So we go from 20 to 110 pounds. This isn't a necessity. I wouldn't say this is a must-have if you're investing in your own gym. Actually, before we go on, what I do want to say, looking over here at the plates, one of the big things to have in a gym are micro plates. All right, so that you can make micro progressions in the gym. So, ensuring that you've got plates that go all the way down to 2.5 pounds. You don't make gains with these big guys, you make gains with these small guys. All right, the name of the game is micro progressions. All right, so we've got the chains here. I can also set up bands in here too. So again, I can change the resistance profile and I can really play with different challenges, whether I want to make it harder at the top or whether I want to focus on acceleration. Whatever my goal is, whatever the theme of my training program, I've got the things that I need to do to achieve my goals. All right, moving on over here. This is a used seated calf machine, all right? This is a piece that my wife's like, you got to get rid of this thing. And I kind of agree. But anyways, I want to tell you guys something. If you guys can get your equipment used, you can save a lot of money. This piece here, how much do you think this piece costs brand new? Seated calf machine. Seated calf machine. How much do you think this thing costs brand new? It's like over $1,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. Over $1,000 for a seated calf machine. I mean, your calves must be very important to you. So if you're going to buy one of these, if you get equipment used, you'll save so much money. This thing used is like $200-300 max. All right, so this is a used piece of equipment, so I saved some cash on this one here. Now, this piece over here is a 2-in-1. All right, so this is where you can do your lying leg curls. All right, I'm not going to demonstrate all the exercises here, but this is where you can do your lying leg curls. All right, and what I can also do here is I can do my leg extensions. All right. A lot of people talk about, why would you invest in a leg curl machine, leg extension machine? It's not functional. What are you talking about? It's not functional. It's one of the most functional things you can do. If you can't contract an individual muscle, then how are you going to recruit it in functional movements? So having pieces in your gym that help you learn how to contract muscles in isolation it's the first step before you learn how to integrate them with more complex, more multi-joint movements. So this one here is very, very good for challenging muscle tissue, sculpting your legs, hamstrings, quads. All right, so this thing can turn into a leg extension. And for anybody who thinks that leg extensions are bad for your knees, you've been misled. It's all based on some old rehab research from years and years ago that's been fully disproven. Leg extensions are a very safe exercise. It's actually one of the best quad exercises, to be honest, to build your legs, because you can actually isolate them, you can fatigue them, you can actually direct tension right into them. These handles here, really, really important when you're doing leg extensions. You want to be like literally ripping these things right out of their supports here. You're literally trying to rip them right off to keep all the tension right on your quad. So learning how to control muscles is the first step to being able to challenge muscles. All right, anybody who knocks isolation training has a very poor understanding of mechanics. All right, I don't want to turn this into a rant here. Let me stay on the focus here of showing you guys the gym. Here's another two. Oh yeah, I want to kind of tell you guys a bit about, like, if you're gonna buy new, like a piece like this is, I can't remember, it was like $4,000 or $5,000. All right, now you have to keep in mind context. All right, you're like, wow, that's a lot for one piece of equipment. This is my livelihood. All right, this is what I do for a living. I educate people on how to train and how to achieve their bodies the smarter way, not just the harder way. And this is a piece I'll have for life. So I'm not planning on selling this. This is a piece that I'm going to have for the next 20, 30 years. So it was an investment I made once that will pay me back over and over and over, okay? Same with this piece. This is a Pec Deck Fly. Again, a lot of cool things you guys can do here to learn how to shorten the pecs, all right? You know, pecs are an internal rotator. They're an adductor of the humerus, so having pieces that allow you to actually get your pecs short is a really awesome idea if you want to sculpt your chest. All right, all comes down to knowing your goal. So we got my chest exercise here. I could do all my rear delt stuff here as well. You know, I can focus on the initiation here. I can come way back here and focus on the back. A lot of cool stuff we can do with this piece as well. All right. Now I want to show you the next piece. So I said the power rack is the #1 piece you want to invest in if you're building your own home gym. I want to show you the #2 piece now. The #2 piece is the functional trainer. All right, this functional trainer here, again, you can get a lot out of this thing here, all right? So again, we've got our pull-ups, but the big thing is that we're able to change the resistance profile to challenge parts of what's called the strength curve that we can't challenge with just dumbbells or barbells, okay? Dumbbells and barbells have limitations, all right, because they exert force in one direction, downward, all right? So with that being said, let's look at like a dumbbell lateral raise just for a quick second here. So if all I had to build my delts in the gym was a dumbbell, well, where's the dumbbell the heaviest? Is it here? No. Is it here? No. It's up here at 90 degrees. It's called a 90-degree moment arm. So when the dumbbell is furthest from the joint, that's where it's hardest. So when I'm trying to build my shoulders with a dumbbell, where you're challenging most is from 45 to 90. This is where it's hard. But what about the part of the shoulder that works here? Well, there's not much force being exerted through the... You could do this all day. Look, how many reps do you think I could do if I just did this? 1 million? How many reps do you think I could do if I just did this? Now we've got a workout going. Now we're actually challenging stuff, all right? So why do we want a functional trainer? Well, the functional trainer gives us opportunities to challenge the muscles and angles that we can't challenge with the dumbbells because of the nature of the dumbbell. All right, so let's take a look at this. So now we've got a cable set up. Let's make this nice and light. You don't need heavy weights to build muscle. Big lie. So now where's the force being exerted? Look where the resistance is coming from. So the resistance is down here. So if I'm standing like this, look, where's it the hardest? This is hard, all right, because we've got a 90-degree angle, all right? This is actually, my delts are contracting right now so I don't get yanked in. All right, if I stepped out further, same thing, there's a challenge here. So these cables allow me now to challenge the delt through a path that the dumbbell can't challenge. All right, so by combining dumbbells and cables, we can challenge the full strength curve, all right? And that's what smart training is all about. Most guys just pick their exercises randomly, right? They're like, oh, let's do this today, let's do that today. Well, why? Did you think about how to select your exercises? And if you haven't, then you might be doing redundant exercises, where like you just did an exercise that did challenge the top half. Why don't you do an exercise that challenges the bottom half? Well, how do you do that? Well, you need a resistance that challenges you down here. So again, that's just one example, but that's why resistance is sort of having cables is very important for building a great body. All right. This is one of my favorite exercises, Glute-Ham Raises. I would highly recommend investing in one of these, although it takes up quite a bit of space. Glute-Ham Raises, this thing can be used to train your glutes, your hamstrings, posterior chain, really in a functional way. I don't like that word, but if you will, because you start integrating glutes and hams together. So when you've got good control of your hamstrings from your lying leg curl, we can start incorporating some glute-ham movements here. I just did these this morning at the gym, so I don't even want to try, but we can adjust this thing as well to give ourselves more support or less support. The less support you have, the harder it is. The more your body's resting between these two pieces, the easier it'll be. So once you learn how to use this guy, it's an amazing tool for building up your butt. All right, building the butt, building the hamstrings, helping to prevent glute injuries, hamstring injuries. This stuff has amazing carryover to becoming faster, bigger, and stronger. So awesome, awesome exercise. My wife wants me to get rid of this one, the preacher curl, because it takes up so much space and it's just it serves probably one purpose, biceps. But because I got small arms, Vinny needs it. So this one's staying. This one's staying here. So again, we can do a lot of cool stuff over here. We can do our curls from this angle. We can lock ourselves down. And one of the big things here, you guys are probably noticing the theme, Vince, you got a lot of pieces to isolate. And you're right. So why do I have a lot of pieces to isolate? Because I know what my goal is. My goal is to challenge muscle tissue. My goal is to learn how to make lightweights feel heavier. My goal is to direct tension and fatigue and damage towards the muscle, not into joints. So I'm always looking for ways to make things harder, not easier. If my goal was performance, if this was like a gym for athletes or a gym for CrossFitters, it would look very different. Because performance is different than building muscle. Building muscle is about creating muscle disadvantages. It's about using tools that make your workout harder. All right, most things like in a CrossFit gym, there's ways to manipulate your technique to get more reps, to add more weight, to create the perception that you're achieving more, which you are, but doesn't necessarily mean you're actually challenging stuff that's going to sculpt your body. All right, so it's very important to know what your goal is. And when you know what your goal is, then you can build a gym that accommodates your goal. So this gym here is ideal for somebody who wants to sculpt their body. All right, and to do it in a way that doesn't get them hurt. All right, this is one of my favorite pieces here. I love this because, as you can see, it doesn't take up much space. And as you can see, we go from 15 pounds all the way down to 90 pounds, and then we can use these micro plates to get our micro progression weights. So let's say I wanted 32 and a half. Well, there's 30, 1 1/4 each. There we go. Now, if I'm trying to build my arms, going from 30 to 35 is too much. 32 and a half may be perfect, which is a great tool when training smaller body parts. All right, these things twist off easily. And these are pretty cool too, is that handle spin. Take a look. So when I'm working with these guys, there's a new challenge to the forearm stuff, right? It forces you to create a little more control, right? If you got control, you're not gonna hurt yourself. Nobody should get injured in the gym. The only people that get injured in the gym are people that are working out without control. All right, so this piece is really good for like abdominal work here, obviously. Training the chest here. As you guys have probably seen from my previous videos, the best all-time chest exercise is the decline dumbbell chest press because of how short you can get the pecs. So a lot of people discredit the decline. They don't think they just think bench press incline. To be honest, those are good shoulder builders, not great chest builders. If you want to build your pecs, like you want a full chest, this is your best friend, all right? The decline press. Okay, so the last piece here I want to show you guys is the lat pull down seated row 2-in-1 machine here again. So these 2-in-1 machines, you're looking at about $5,000 a pop, all right? So these are the things that can add up. But the reason I like them is because they don't take up a lot of space and they suit my goal, all right? If you're building a home gym, the most important thing you understand is what are you trying to get out of your home gym? All right, write that down. What do I want to get out of my home gym? What is my goal? If my goal is to build muscle, what tools do I need? You need different angles. You need different resistance profiles. You need different loading apparatuses to force adaptation. And once you understand what your goal is, then you can start equipping it. The lat pull down doesn't do something to you. It's what you want to get out of the exercise, which is going to determine how you do the exercise. Plus, you also have to look at what do I have available. You know, what if this position here just doesn't feel good on my shoulder joint? All right, well, what happens if I've got this option here? Oh, that feels better. Create a little extra space around my shoulder joint. Ah, there we go. Now I can actually feel my back. Why couldn't I feel my back here? Well, maybe because there was some restriction going on because I had internal rotation. So we have to have tools that allow you to modify your exercises to what you want to get out of it. Does that make sense? We're now taking control of what goes on down here. We're now not looking at a piece of equipment from the perspective of, I hope this thing, you know, lat pull downs do something for my lats. Well, There's a lot of things we can do for our lats if we know the function of our lats, all right? All right, so that's it. You guys also want to know the breakdown and price. So I think the total gym costs around 50, 60 grand. Let's figure it out. I'll do a quick rundown. I honestly can't remember because I got it a couple of years ago, but I'll give you a rough guesstimate, okay? So this guy was 5 grand. This was 10, so we're at 15. Between these 3 benches here, probably 2 grand, so 17. This guy, 3 grand, 20. This guy was 5, 25, 5, 30 grand, 5, 40 grand. Between all this stuff here, a grand, so 41. This piece here was about 5 grand, so we're at 46 grand with all the weights. That's another couple grand, so we're close to 50 grand. Did I say this one? I haven't said this one yet. So this was about 5, so now we're at 55 grand. Mats, I think we're 3 or 4 grand, so that's like 58 grand, then to install them, so that's another 2 grand. So I think the whole gym was around 60 grand, all right? So I don't know if you think that's a lot or a little, I don't know. But for a lifetime investment, I guess it's not bad. Anyways, I hope that gym tour wasn't too boring, and I hope you guys got something out of it. At least now this has been filmed. You guys have now seen the place. And if you're interested in an upcoming muscle camp, let me know too, because we will be having them throughout the course of the year. Just let me know. Email me personally, personal@vince.montefitness.com. Just say, can you add me to the waiting list for muscle camps? And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to do that as well. Make sure notifications are turned on so you actually get notified on your phone when I actually upload a video. So you're first notified and you can watch it right away and get in on all the action. It's when all the fun comments are coming in the first few hours and the video gets uploaded. So peace out, guys. See you guys next time.